Boy, Bill, and to hear that woman say we've got 5 more months of this.
I know, right? Yeah, this is an early start to the season. You know, not the earliest. I mean, the last couple of years, we actually had our first named storm in May.
Wow.
So, you know, we got started about on schedule this year, but boy, to get up to a Category 5 this early on our second named storm is pretty incredible. That's never happened in recorded history. You know, as this storm gets into the Gulf of Mexico, the forecast will continue to change. And with every update, we're seeing more and more Texas impact as the landfall probability is moving now up to Corpus Christi. You know, a little bit earlier, I spoke with Michael Brennan. Dr. Michael Brennan is the director of the National Hurricane Center, and we talked about the biggest threats from Beryl in Texas.
There's certainly the potential for life-threatening storm surge, and that the storm surge vulnerability actually increases as you move from South Texas up into the coastal Bend region and into Southeast Texas. So there is more vulnerability to storm surge the farther up the coast you go. Certainly the potential for damaging hurricane force winds, but then also the potential, if you look at the rainfall forecast, you know, widespread rainfall totals of 4 to 8 inches with a pretty sharp gradient on the western side. We're not exactly sure where that's going to set up, but that could certainly cause some flooding problems, not just at the coast, but well inland as well.
Boy, the key words there, sharp gradient. For San Antonio and the metro, it really falls off quickly. I'll show you that new rainfall forecast in a moment. First, you can tell that we've got this storm down to a tropical storm now with winds of 65 miles per hour. Remember, you need 74 to be a Category 1 hurricane. Pressure came up too, 989 millibars. Remember, 1,000 millibars typically the cutoff. You know, 1,013 is the standard barometric pressure on the planet Earth. So once you go below 1,000 is when you start looking at a storm and it's strengthening. Once it gets out over open water, that's what these systems feed upon, and that's when we're expecting some intensification. Now, let's take a look at the models. The spaghetti models are putting most landfall probability into Texas for sure now, with only one rogue model sending it into northern Mexico. You remember, if you were with me yesterday, most of the models were moving it in south of South Padre. But now we're marching up the Texas coast with the majority of the model predictions going right into Corpus Christi, Rockport, Port Aransas area, and a couple of rogue models east of there. And this could still change as we get into tomorrow and even Sunday. But then by Sunday night, we should really start locking in where this system is going to make landfall. And then once inland, see what the models are doing? It's all moving right. And that's going to mean a bigger, or I should say a lesser impact on San Antonio, making a big difference on the rainfall forecast. All right, so out in the Gulf waters, it's expected to regain Category 1 hurricane status Sunday afternoon. Landfall probability now about midday Monday as a strong Category 1 with winds sustained near 100 miles per hour. Let's look at the rainfall forecast, because if it takes that right turn, we're not going to see much rain in the San Antonio area. You can see that the coastal rains begin on Sunday, start pushing in towards the city, but then that right turn, that means it takes all the rain towards Houston, East Texas, clipping Austin, clipping San Antonio with just a few showers. We might actually get more rain tomorrow off of a cold front than what we might see off of Beryl. And right now, 98, and it feels like 103. Make sure you're hydrating. But look, just off to our north, a frontal boundary that's going to be moving farther to the south. It's generating some pretty good rain south of Dallas-Fort Worth and back west south of Midland right now. And here's what we're expecting. By tomorrow afternoon, we're expecting a few of those showers to ignite across what usually is a decaying outflow boundary that was here this afternoon, and then with daytime heating, it fires up some showers and downpours at about 2 to 3 p.m. Saturday. And then heading into Sunday, it'll be mostly sunny. It'll be a little more comfortable late tonight and early tomorrow behind that cold front. Let's take a look at the 14-day forecast. The first 7 will begin with a good chance of rain now tomorrow afternoon. Not an association with Beryl at all, but a cold front, 40% chance, highs in the mid-90s, a little warmer and sunny on Sunday. Then we cool into the upper 80s with the tropical air in place, and I'm dropping rain chances for us now, 40% on Monday, about 50-50 Tuesday, but 40% to even only a slight 30% chance Thursday. Heading into next week, Saturday, Sunday looking better, no chance of rain. In fact, the second 7 of our 14-day forecast holding rain-free and mid-90s. We'll be right back.